The showdown has begun. Luke Skywalker has finally tracked down his newly purchased R2 unit that is off on a quest to find its master Obi-Wan Kenobi. But trouble is brewing in the rocky regions outside of Mos Eisley. Sandpeople are on the attack. Just as the Tusken Raiders pounce on their unsuspecting victim, an old hermit emerges out of nowhere to aid the farm boy in his fight. Back to back, these two humans strike out to preserve their lives and thereby unknowingly to forward the cause of the rebellion. Will Luke and Obi-Wan survive, or will the Tusken Raiders prove too strong? Find out as we play this special scenario of Star Wars Miniatures. Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. We are continuing our Bat Rep playthroughs of Episode 4, and now we have come to the rocky regions outside of Mos Eisley, where R2-D2 has been picked up by Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker, however, is under attack by the Tusken Raiders. We are going to change the story a little bit from the films, however, and we're going to say this. Instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi coming and chasing away the Tusken Raiders, we're going to say that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to join Luke, and together, back to back, they are going to take on the threat. A couple quick notes before we get started here. I will be using the young Obi-Wan Kenobi figurine that you see here in the center. I don't have the older figurine, so I'll be using the younger one and his stats. Obi-Wan and Luke will be beginning in the middle of this battlefield, and they are going to be surrounded now by Tusken Raiders. We have regular Tusken Raider warriors. This guy right here will be starting us off, and we have several of them over on the edges of the board in several places. In addition to that, we're going to have a few snipers. We've got one placed right up here. We have a sniper that is placed over here on the north side of the board, and over here on the east, also on the rock face, is another sniper. And to mix things up now, at the end of each Tusken Raider round, so when everybody has been activated, we will go ahead and roll a d6. On a roll of a 6, we will bring one of these Tusken Raiders on Banthas onto the playing field. Were we to roll a 6, then we will roll a d4 to see which side of the board we will place the Bantha on. 1, 2, 3, or 4. The objective here is pretty simple for Luke and Obi-Wan. That's just simply to survive the fight by trying to take out all the Tusken Raiders. And with that, we can go ahead and begin our game. Tusken Raiders have the element of surprise, so they will begin with the first activations. First activation for the Tusken Raiders. This guy up on the rock is going to surprise Luke and jump down, attacking him. Hitting on a 12 plus. 13, yes, 10 points of damage. Second activation, let's charge in our Tusken Raider here down here from the bottom. He has run too far, so he can't attack this turn, but he will be ready for the next turn. Back to Obi-Wan and Luke. Let's have Obi-Wan turn and do some crazy monk maneuvering. He's going to jump through Luke over here to this other side, where he's going to be in a base-to-base contact with both of those guys. Spending a force point, lightsaber assault, 2 attacks. We're going to go 1 attack on the guy on top, 1 attack on the guy below, hitting on everything but a natural 1. Here we go. On the top, 3, yes. And on the bottom, 17, yes. Obi-Wan looks to Luke, turns to him, and says, "Luke, you need to get some cover." And immediately Luke is going to activate and try to get some cover behind that speeder. From his position of cover, he's going to take a shot over onto this guy right here. The question is, does he have a line of sight? Yes, he does. Hitting on a 5 plus for the kill. That's a 10, yes. 2 more Tusken Raider activations. Let's run these guys up. They're not going to be able to attack Luke at this point, but we'll be able to bring them up a little bit closer as they charge towards the speeder. Seeing what has happened, R2-D2 is going to roll over here away from Tusken Raiders, and C-3PO is going to follow him as well, hiding behind this rock. Remaining activations for the Tusken Raiders, we have 3 snipers, 1 up here on the top, we've got a sniper over here, and our final sniper right here. All 3 of them have a line of sight onto Obi-Wan Kenobi, so let's take 3 shots on him. With careful shot as snipers, they get a +4, so we need 14s to hit for 20 points of damage. 3 shots, first one, 18, 20 goes through, second one, 3 misses, and the final shot is a 16. That goes through as well, so 40 points of damage. Obi-Wan Kenobi taking 2 shots. End of that round now, and we are going to do our Bantha roll on a 6. One of the Banthas comes into play. Yes! Coming in on which side of the board now? And that will be a 3. Rolling for initiative. Now we've got the red to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the green to the Tusken Raiders. And it'll go to Obi-Wan and Luke. Let's start by activating Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's going to do the same awesome move that he did last time, charging across the land speeder in between the Tusken Raiders and striking with lightsaber flurry. Everything but a natural 1. First one, poof, knocks that guy over. Second one, a 4. Poof, his lightsaber is flying, so destructive. Luke, hearing the sound of the Bantha, is going to turn and see if he has a line of sight on that Bantha charging into the battlefield. And yes, from his position of cover, Luke Skywalker does have a line of sight, but actually he's going to turn around and try to fire off at one of the snipers instead and see if he can pick off one of those snipers on the hill. So firing from this position over to this guy who is perched up on top of the hill. Hitting on a 5+ for the kill. Here we go. 16! Yes! All the remaining activations go to the Tusken Raiders. So let's begin here. We got a sniper there and a sniper there. Unfortunately, he no longer has a line of sight on any of our guys, so he's going to have to move if he wants to shoot. This guy, however, still has a shot at Obi-Wan Kenobi. So let's roll here on Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we'll move that other guy. So once again, from here over down to here, and we're going to need a 13 to connect. Let's roll our die. 13 to connect. 18! 20 points of damage. So this is bad news. Obi-Wan Kenobi is now down to 60 hit points. He is really taking the shots here as Luke hides in cover behind the speeder. Let's go ahead and jump that guy down and see if he can get a shot off on Obi-Wan Kenobi. So indeed a line of sight, but because he moved, he doesn't get careful shot, so he will not get his +4 attack bonus. So he will now be hitting on an 18. 18 to hit, here we go. 12, no, that is going to be a miss. Here's the question with the Bantha. Do we want to charge it in as much as we can, or do we want to go 6 inches and shoot? I think we're going to go 6 inches and try to take a shot off on Luke. All right, down here on Luke, he's still in cover, so we're going to be hitting on a 16. No, it's a 6. It's a miss. End of the round. Bantha roll on a 6. Another Bantha comes into play. It's a 1. No. And while we're here, let's go ahead and roll for initiative. Once again, red for Luke and green for the Tusken Raiders. 20 to 8. It will be Luke and Obi-Wan again. First things first, let's go ahead and take Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're going to run him over here by this rock. And what that will do now is that will put him in position. If that Bantha runs by, he will get an attack of opportunity. He is out of the line of sight of that guy, and the other guy, sniper, cannot get him either. So he is well positioned. Luke now is going to turn where he is behind the speeder and fire off over onto the sniper on the right. So from here on this side of the speeder over to this guy, we're going to need a 5+ to kill. That's a 9, yes. So the shot finds its home, knocks this guy. He falls off of the cliff, taken out of commission. Next, Tusken Raider activation. Let's run this guy around the rock over to this position right here. Now he has a shot on Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker no longer has cover. The sniper moves, so no benefit. He's going to be hitting on a 14. This is 20 points of damage if he connects, so Luke, you are going to be in trouble. Oh, it's a natural 1! Yes, Luke is able to avoid the shot. The Bantha rider here does not see Obi-Wan Kenobi, so he's going to charge through this gap. He's not going to make it to Luke Skywalker, so he can't do a charging attack. He'll get close, though. We'll put him right here next to the speeder. And that means, however, that Obi-Wan Kenobi gets an attack of opportunity. 3+ for 20 points of damage. Here we go. And it's an 18. Yes, 20 points of damage, dropping the Tusken Raider on Bantha down to 70. End of the round. Any more Bantha support on a 6? No, it's a 5. No. Here we go. Roll for initiative. And an 8 to a 2. It will be Luke and Obi-Wan again. Let's start by activating Luke. He's going to scurry around his speeder here and take a position of cover behind this rock, shooting around the rock onto that sniper. Attack roll for Luke. He actually needs a 6. I think I said 5s before, but no, he needs a 6 to attack, to hit and kill. 3. He misses. No. Obi-Wan coming back now onto this Bantha. He has a double attack. 3+ for 20 damage. Yes. Second attack. 3+. Yes. So 40 points of damage, dropping that Bantha down to 30. Over to the Tusken Raiders now. That Bantha was charging, so he is going to continue to charge into Luke Skywalker, crashing across the speeder, coming into base-to-base contact with Luke. Of course, that means Obi-Wan Kenobi gets an attack of opportunity as he leaves, and he will be hitting on everything but a 3. No, it's a 2. He doesn't hit. Oh, Obi-Wan. So this Bantha now, because it charges, it has momentum, which means it gets +4 to attack. It gets +10 damage, so it can do a potential of 30 damage, which is all the hit points that Luke has left. And now it's going to have to need to roll. Let's check here. I think it's an 8. And indeed, it is an 8+ to take out Luke Skywalker. So here we go, an 8+. 3! He misses! No! So with some quick maneuvering, Luke is able to get out of the way of that charging Bantha as it comes charging into that stone, cutting off the view of the sniper. We're going to have to go and roll now to see if another Bantha comes into the playing field at the end of this round. On a 6, on a 6, on a 6. 4. No, they are not having luck now. And let's roll for initiative. 17 to 18. 18. Wow. So the Tusken Raiders will begin. Bantha now in combat with Luke is going to turn and take a swing at him. With Mighty Swing, he can still do 30 points of damage on a 12+. Here we go. 6. No, he misses again. Second activation. This Tusken Raider is going to turn and shoot off at Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi has a little bit of cover, though, because of the tail and the rump, the butt of that Bantha. On an 18, here we go. 4. It's a miss. Back to Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke. Obi-Wan is going to charge in now, striking him. We're going to spend another force point to have a dual lightsaber attack. 3+ for 20 points of damage. 7, yes, and this will be 20 more points of damage and a 3+ to kill them. It's a 2! No! 10 points of damage. He's hanging on. Luke is going to slide even more over here, still in the base-to-base contact, and he's going to go ahead and attack as well. Okay, Luke needs an 11+ here. Let's roll it out. 19, yes! So that is enough to knock down the Bantha. He's going to fall down, leaving that last sniper exposed by himself. Not looking good for the Tusken Raiders. Here's their last hope, a Bantha roll, and it's a natural 1. No, so they are going to fail. No more Banthas will come in to help them. They see the combat, what is happening, and they are going to flee. Let's go ahead now and roll our last initiative. Natural 1 to Obi-Wan Kenobi, 6. So let's take that Tusken Raider with his initiative and get out of there. And with the threat of the Tusken Raiders temporarily abated, Obi-Wan Kenobi turns to R2-D2 and to Luke, inviting them to join him in his hut. They jump into their speeder and take off before the Tusken Raiders have the chance to regroup and return. Well, there you have it, folks, the conclusion of another exciting game of Star Wars miniatures in which we are following out the trajectory of Episode 4. Luke and Obi-Wan were successful in holding off the Tusken Raiders, so the plans for the Death Star are at this point safe, allowing us to move on to the next part of the story. If you appreciate this kind of content, Star Wars miniatures, and you want to see more of this, please do give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to produce more content like this in the future. And most importantly, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.